Hi, today we are making turkey bone broth. Turkey bone broth is a great way to use your turkey carcasses after you've had a turkey dinner. Especially great after Thanksgiving because almost everybody has one in their freezer, or should. So in each pan here, I have 2 full turkey carcasses. I have onions, garlic, celery, and carrots. So real simple, I'm going to talk about what preparation is needed, and it's pretty simple. Your turkey carcasses you just take directly out of your freezer, or if they're fresh, put them right in your soup pot. You want to save the large bones, the small bones, the fat, the skin. All of it can go in the pot because it's going to be skimmed off later, but it's going to keep all the nutrients in the broth, which is what you want. I have onions that are peeled. You can see I took the ends off and just removed the peel. You don't really have to do anything beyond that. If they were larger onions, I would have them, but because they're not, I'm just going to leave them as is. I have garlic cloves in here. I have an entire head of garlic actually in each pot. Real simply, if you don't have garlic that you have peeled already and you're looking to peel a head quickly, and I'm just going to use this onion as an example. Basically, you could take that whole onion with this, the whole garlic with the skin, and take your knife and slice. And then take the flat of your knife, lay it on top of each half, and give it a good hit, and all of your clove ends will come out. So you get all of your cloves, very little work, super, super easy to do. Carrots, you don't have to really do much of anything. These ones I did half because they were long and a lot of them were pretty chunky. You leave the skins on, you can leave this end on. I did remove the green end only because where these are store-bought carrots, they had been stored in plastic bags, so the green end did have some decay, and you don't want any of that into your broth. Celery, real simple. When I make hors d'oeuvres or salads, I like to take the greens and then the butt ends, and I just stick them in a bag and freeze them. You can also do that with carrot ends. You can do that with the skins. You can do that with your onion bits. Really, really simple. You don't have to do anything special to prep them. You just basically stick them in a freezer bag and stick them in your freezer until you're ready to use them. So that's basically all that's in my pot. I'm going to go ahead and cover it with water, and then we're going to put it on to simmer, not boil, but simmer for 10 to 12 hours. And then once it has that nice, cloudy, non-transparent look to it, I'll remove it from the heat. I will remove the vegetables and the bones. At that point, all of the vegetables and the bones are going to be well spent. They're not going to have any nutritional value left in them, so there's no need to save them. They're really not even nutritious enough to feed to your animals. It's a filler, if anything, but it's not going to have any nutritional base for it. So it's best to just go ahead and throw it out on your compost. If you don't compost, then you can just go ahead and throw it away. So then once that's all done, I will condense them all into one pot. And then I will put it in the refrigerator to let it set overnight to allow the fat to rise. Now tomorrow morning, once the fat is risen, I'll go ahead and take a spoon and I'll skim off that fat layer, reheat it, season it. You can add any seasoning you feel is appropriate. Some people like to put cayenne, some people put Italian seasoning. Personally, I like a little bit of I like a little bit of poultry seasoning to add to the bone broth. And then you can even add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste if you choose. And then you just can it. I do re-add my meat bits. So any little bits of meat that are on the carcass, I pick out. But anything that's bone, fat, gristle, things like that, you're just gonna remove. And that's it, that's pretty simple. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these started, and I'll show you what it looks like when they're simmering, and then I'll show you again tomorrow when we're ready to skim the fat. So this is our bone broth. I've already skimmed the fat once. I've re-added the meat bits, and I'm about to put it on the heat to season to taste. You can see that it is very, very cloudy, milky color. It was a very thick consistency, so I went ahead and added 2 quarts of water, just because I want to make sure that we have good, thorough heat penetration. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on the stove and get it reheating so we can start canning. But you can just see there's so much nutrients in this. Look at the color. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So that's what a healthy bone broth should look like. And these 2 pans actually condense to this one big stock pot. Our bone broth is all heated up. We're starting to fill our jars. We're going to fill to a 1-inch headspace and then wipe the rims, apply the lid and rings, and then put them in the canner.